Butler song in today's market. You know, I'm not urban contemporary.
Yeah.
I'm not neo soul. I guess I'm old school, but they're not playing old school anymore.
Yeah. that is something to think about. Yeah, even though you still have the talent.
Hopefully.
You know what you do, you still have the talent. You know, you're still Iceman. You know, people still see that. You know, you're absolutely right. Where is the format today? And I guess that's where the Facebooks and my space and all that stuff, you know, YouTubes and all that, that's where that comes in to be, you know, because I notice a lot of performers are out there.
Well, you know, Prince was into that long ago.
Very smart young man.
He fell out with the record company and became the artist formerly known as Prince, which I thought was just absolute genius.
Yeah, very, very wise young man.
You can't use your name. He said, well, I could use what I formerly used.
That's right. I use it simply, and nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I was reading of this young lady, Maya, and she was talking about where she's now producing her own stuff. She got into the hassles, obviously. Have you ever had any hassles with the record company? You were with ABC at one time? And
no, I was never with ABC. I was with VJ.
Yeah, VJ, I remember VJ.
Which was a black-owned and operated company here in the city.
Right.
Then I went to Mercury Records.
Okay, Mercury, that's where you were. I remember Mercury, right.
And from there I went to Motown, which was in Los Angeles. And from Los Angeles, Motown went to Philly International and did about 2 years with them. And then I tried my own label called Fountain Records. Larry Hanks and Rodney Massey, two young men from town here, tried to help us put it together. But it didn't work, you know.
I noticed Curtis had a great time with his. That Kurt time, he did pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Kurt time actually was the extension of a publishing company that Curtis and I owned together.
Yeah, Curtis was a
different kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a genius. I mean, people. I don't use that word genius too lightly, but you know, Ray Charles, Curtis Mayfield, Oscar Brown Jr. was a guy too. And you talk about Prince, and Michael has a lot of talent too. Michael had a lot of talent. James Brown, you know, those guys were definitely out there. They did a lot of stuff. I look at Curtis' music now. When I look at Claudine and that soundtrack with all that stuff, man, it's, you know, it's a lot of stuff that Curtis did. You know, Marvin Gaye, those guys, they have done a lot of stuff. You know?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and it's still to be, you know, treasured stuff.
Yes.
You know, I think, and that's one thing that radio is not doing for our kid. And I think that's why the disconnect is there, is because. But I'm also pleasantly surprised to hear a lot of young people that do like your music and some of the older music. You know, well, I guess they watch PBS or something and they happen to hear it somewhere, you know, they pick it up, you know, and I think that's good.
We told stories in our music. And the stories were universal stories.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they were not limited to any particular time and place.
Right.
Love is a continuum, you know.
That's true,
Joy and sorrow.
Just like good country
and
blues.
Yes.
Now you manage yourself today, or you have someone still have a management company?
There's a man by the name of Charles McMillan who really does the management in terms of the music industry, and I try to manage the county's business.
Yeah, very good. That's very good. What about now this Rhythm and Blues Foundation? Are you still part of that?
I am chairman emeritus.
Oh,
That's what they do when they try to get rid of you.
Okay, you're still the chairman, but we're going to put you over here.
We'll make you chairman for life. And hope you live a long time.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to vote.
Yeah. So you are still with that. How is that going? How the success of it, and how?
You know, we are unique in the sense that we're one of the few organizations that gives an award that has money attached to it. And so consequently, we're always hurting for bucks, because every year we have an affair and we honor 15 or 20 groups that who've probably been overlooked, who didn't get their just desserts, so to speak. And so that's what we do. And on other occasions, when some of these artists have fallen on hard times, we have been the rock in which they can, and they come and they see us, and we've been able to help them with their hospital bills, help them with their mortgages, help them stay in their homes, those kinds of things.
That's very good. What do you think about the artists today? Excuse me. They want to charge, I'll take that back. There's a bill supposed to be going through Congress or whatever, I don't know where it's going to end up at, that if I own a radio station and I play your music, I got to pay you for it, or something to that effect.
Well,
which we already now.
I think the bill is one that John Conyers
yes
prepared, and is trying to work its way through the government. But my understanding of it is that what they want is the radio stations to pay a fee into a pool, and out of that pool they will pay the artists.
Well, they're already paying a fee. I can use, as a producer of a television show, we every year I had to let the station know what artists we were using.
Yes.
So that we paid our RIA,
Did you pay the artists, or did you pay the publisher?
No, you paid the Artists Association, which was supposed to dole the money out, to the artists.
What you do, I think, and I may be wrong, but I think I'm right, is that ASCAP and BMI logs what music is being played across the country.
Right.
And they charge what is a performance fee.
Okay.
But that performance fee is tied to the creators of the music, the writers, and not the artists.
The artists didn't get anything.
The artists didn't get anything out of it. And so that's what Conyers is trying to correct.
And he's trying, that's exactly right, because,
It's similar to what happened with the jukeboxes. And I talk about this in my book, too. I keep plugging my book.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Plug your book. Let people know where they can get it and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's good.
But at any rate,
I'm so glad we can talk about a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The artist's relationship with radio has always been a cherished relationship. And one of the problems that I have with what Conyers is trying to do, though I agree with what he's trying to do, is that some of the radio station owners, my personal friends, and so it puts me at odds with them.
Yeah.
But what happens is that, and this is going back to a conversation that was held in a forum with the Black Music Association back in the late 60s. There was a guy by the name of Larkin Arnold, who at that time was the executive vice president for Capitol Records, the first African-American to hold that position. And then there was Phonce Mizell, who was the manager of Stevie Wonder's radio station. And Larkin said, "We don't sell music, we sell records." Meaning that he didn't really care what was on the record as long as it went out the door and didn't come back. And they got some money for it. Phonce Mizell said, "We don't sell music, we sell advertising time." Meaning again that he could play almost anything as long as somebody was listening and bought, he could go out and sell his advertising time. I said, then both of you are pimping the music. Because you're using the music to attract the listeners, and then you sell them whatever it is that you have to sell.
Exactly right.
And I don't have a problem with that. But this question comes down then to, does the artist get paid? And I used the analogy of Summertime by Billy Stewart and Summertime by Miles Davis. Every time either one of them gets played, the publisher and the writer get some money, but they don't. The only time they get paid is when the record sells. And so that's what is trying to be cured.
Well, it's that, and that's, I can see the point of what they're trying to do, but I think you get to the point where some radio stations decide not to play and they go talk or something. That may be what they end up doing, or the